Beginner's mindset, I think this just, there's a certain amount of humility to bringing a beginner's mindset every single time you walk into a situation, every time you walk into patient care, every time you have a student, no matter how far along you are. I think you can always get something from a situation with regards to perspective or with regards to how somebody approached something, a scenario. But that kind of goes along with that word there, Shoshin. And then you hear me say probably the last one the most. Feedback is a gift. Feedback is a gift. Don't hold on to it. Don't withhold information. Give the gift. Okay? And I think the more you get comfortable doing that with others, and the more everybody's open to it and embraces it, the better off that we'll all be. Obviously, there's certain ways to introduce this in more effective fashions, and some of that comes to knowing who it is that you're working with. I can probably say if you're in a room with like me, Zach, Matt, and Jin, things flow very, very freely, and you might kind of go, wow, I can't believe they just said that the way they said that. And then there's other situations where we got to come in and massage things a little bit more, and you might have to enter a conversation a little bit differently. But some of that comes down to how comfortable you are with somebody, how well you know how they operate, how they receive feedback, and that might go along with the Crucial Conversations book that I did recommend to the group, kind of going through our little internal leadership stuff in the fall. Pain point number 4, home programs, right? Having people buy into what it is that you're communicating to them. Why are they coming to PT? Why is it important for them to not focus on pain, but focus on movement? How are you creating a value system in them that might be a redirect over what they originally thought that they were seeking out care for, right? I mean, I hate to use a word like compliance. You're not looking for people to comply with your home program. You're looking for people to understand why it's valuable and rationalize putting it into their routine. It's a different way of getting people to do things. And for you, it's trying to figure out things contextually, right? Or that person holds to be very, very valuable in their personal life and speaking their language, right? A lot of us, it's fitness-related stuff. So from a fitness benchmarking standpoint, right? Maybe it's CrossFit for Drew, where he's able to talk about certain standards in the CrossFit environment. Maybe it's running with, I'm just thinking Mason and Greg. And maybe there's other ways, Orange Theory. I've got certain benchmarks in there. But you're learning things outside of our walls in which you can redirect the narrative as to what you're focusing on and why they potentially need to rationalize a course of care, knowing that if we ideally communicate to them, we drive ideal outcomes because they don't focus on pain and they're less likely to be in a position where they're going to be at risk for re-injury because all they focused on was feeling better as opposed to building a better baseline. Prior to this a million times, right? But you have to continue to think about these things and looking for inspiration and educate, right, and information outside of our ecosystem to better understand the people you're looking to serve, to ideally give them more information, to not force people to comply with what it is that you're trying to do, but you're trying to shift a lifestyle change. So the whole education and empowerment thing on core values, right? You're educating somebody for them to walk out and operate differently. That's it. And the more that you're able to understand them and the more you're able to deliver information that's meaningful to them, the more likely they are to shift course. As it relates to DEI. So this is something I shared a little bit more. This is where I'd like to think that we're operating, and this I don't know if this is ever like we made it, but more of like a direction. We're continually working in this direction, okay? And as it relates to our 3 letters, right? When I think of diversity, I want to expand the possible pool of candidates as widely as you can. And I did, if you go look at Mark Cuban's thread, like I did pull this from there because I love it, personally. You expand, much like Matt was talking about with our marketing funnel. You want to expand the funnel to attract people, to engage them in what it is that's going on here. You want to uncover stones that potentially didn't get uncovered to put yourself in a situation where you can identify candidates that other people aren't potentially trying to find. It's like finding hidden gems because other people just won't look where you're looking. So if we need to find ways to expand where it is that we are looking with regards to talent, please tell me, okay? Look where others don't and find great people that others haven't been able to, okay? Also consider it comes in many forms, but at the end of the day, the diversity of thoughts and experiences lead to tremendous innovation and improvement, and the most important part is better connection with customers, okay? Everybody good on that? Again, if you want to get lost in the weeds, go look at his thread. And I will never say anybody's perfect, can we all agree? But I'm a fan of Mark Cuban, so that's what I'm trying to say here, okay? Equity, and I'll be honest, sometimes I struggle with this word, but sometimes I think it's because it's political or media sound bites. So I think for me, this helped me more. At the end of the day, what are we trying to do with people that we bring onto our team? Try to have relatively similar outcomes, and we have to kind of individualize the approach to where an individual's at, mentorship, education, structure, where are areas that you're struggling with, where are potentially things that whatever was going on previously, personal, professionally, that we need to account for as we move forward. Okay? What are you trying to do with patients? I just talked about it, right, with regards to like ideal outcomes, and you're trying to drive ideal outcomes, repeatable outcomes with humans that are all very, very different in terms of experiences, what they're bringing to the table, their interactions with the healthcare system, etc. Okay? So, big part of this, right, is the bottom part. Like, challenge of this, it requires depth of leadership and a company ecosystem that finds a way to make sure that everybody is able to be in a situation where they're getting what they need. And that's all stakeholders, that's team, and that's people you're looking to serve. And then the final part, the inclusivity part, like great employees make all feel welcome. And that almost goes in line with the green team. You are trying to be green so that you can build green. And you're trying to make sure that everybody that walks in the door is very, very welcomed. They feel warm, okay? And they're in a situation where they feel connected to whatever is going on. That's why one of the things I write in there is so subtle. Like, think about it. The next time, don't just talk to the people that are on your patient caseload, right? Hey, how are you? Oh man, I saw you working. That looks great. Hey, boom. I love your shirt. Like, just subtle stuff. And I'm not saying that's everything, but it's better than just locking in on just your patient caseload. Talk about a warm, inviting environment. Person walks in, I'm scared to operate in the healthcare system. I'm not sure about this place. I've had bad experiences before. Every single person talks to me when I go in there. They're friendly, they smile, right? They're asking me how I'm doing. They're recognizing my improvement. Like, you want to make people feel like they're in the right room, okay? So, when you, also from a collective team standpoint, I'll use stakeholders again, because it's team and it's clients, stakeholders, right? People that really, really matter to the environment, and for the crony capitalism alternative, it's just shareholders. It's people that aren't even at the office, they're not even interacting with service delivery, okay? But when you feel welcome, you operate at your best. You get to be your best self. Imagine that on the patient side. When you feel welcome, you get to show up, you get to be yourself, you get to relax a little bit. I like being here, the people are, right, they're interacting with me, they're pumping me up, everything's good, I feel engaged when I'm here, right? They've included me in R2P. When you feel welcome as a client, you're going to keep coming back. You enjoy it. It's going to be like, right, the analogy I always give is like local neighborhood bar, barbershop, hair salon, right? Walk in, I'll be like, hey, Sahil, hey, what's up? You know, it's kind of a big deal. And like, you know, you're like, oh, cool, man. Like, I like being here. Like, I like putting it on my schedule. I like making it a part of my routine. Okay, it's a win-win for everybody. Okay, like I said, if you want to go down a rabbit hole there, the Mark Cuban thread, and I love some of the back and forth, but if anybody has anything that you would like to discuss here, these are things that I'm thinking about. That's a presentation that I created 3 or 4 years ago that I kind of brought it up a little bit more to 2024. I did think it was important because you got a lot of new faces, okay? And that's something that, you know, I just wanted to make sure that, again, like, you know some of the things that I'm thinking about. Maybe you'll think about it differently, and now maybe as a result of you being exposed to this, you come to me and you say, hey, what do you think about this? And now we have a better conversation, okay? Does anybody have any questions, thoughts? I know we're a little bit behind on lunch. Tried to squeeze that one in.
So you don't like Mark Cuban?
Oh man crush, right? I just think he does a good job, and even when he doesn't, he goes up and takes heat, and all right, and then yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. So yes.